10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, welcome everybody. It is Wednesday once again, January the 18th, 2023 already. Can you believe it was just New Year's and here it is already 18 days past. So, let's see what's happening. Who's all in here in the chat room in here? There's Patty's Adventures. I see Daniel Grubby, Dennis Hedrick, Herb Cato. Is it your birthday, Herb? Everybody's saying happy birthday to you. Jack, it's my birthday today, and I want to win me some of your gold. I'm sorry, Herb. Happy birthday anyways, but you're not going to win none of my gold. I ain't giving away no gold. Josh Cooper, Janet Marabella, Richard Duke, Jeff Curtis. Anyway, you guys are everybody starting to come in here. So let's see what's happening on the world stage today. National, what is it? Well, they're all dumb. National Museum Selfie Day. That's kind of goofy. National Gourmet Coffee Day. Let's see what else going on. On this day, 1943, to save on cost of labor and equipment, the United States banned the sale of pre-sliced bread during World War II. That would kind of suck. You couldn't even you had to slice your own bread, huh? Let's see, birthdays, Kevin Costner. He was born on this day in 1955, 68 years old. And if you were born on this day too, Herb, then happy birthday to you and everybody else there. Let's see, what else is going on? We'll talk about more stuff later on. If you need a newsletter, you can get the newsletter, goldfeverradio.com. Go down there, put your address in there, you do that. We're talking about doing a push and probably be the last of March, maybe the weekend of the 25th, 26th, someplace around in there, Saturday and Sunday up on the Meadview Claims. We'll do follow more about that as time goes on, but we're probably going to look for that there. So look for the poll, stuff like that. We're going to start a wheel. The wheel's going to start tonight after the show, so you guys can jump in on the wheel if you want to. What it is, it's going to be all pay dirt bags. $33 a spot. I think it's 50 spots, $33 a spot. The pay dirt bags are, let me see if I got any notes here. There's a 1.5 gram pay dirt bag. There's like 5 or something 1 gram pay dirt bags. There's 8 half-gram pay dirt bags. And then I think there will be a special drawing. We'll draw 10 numbers out of everybody. And then we'll give away, out of those 10, we'll give away a 2 gram pay dirt bag. But that's that. 928-851-7167. That's what's happening on my neck of the woods. Don't know what's happening on your neck of the woods. Rocky Mountain Life Prospecting. Welcome, Jerry Prince. Welcome, Richard Villan. Paul Mashat, welcome. Welcome, welcome. So we got us a guest tonight. Can you believe it? The one and the only herself. Brittany Self, huh? We go by the self. So why don't we go ahead and just nothing to do. We'll bring her in. And then you guys can, let's see. There we are. Ta-da.
Hello.
Hello. How the hell you been?
Oh, good. Trying to stay warm.
You're in a different room than you were last time.
I know. I probably will be in another one next time you see me. Musical rooms.
You had decorations there last time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. After Christmas, I haven't gotten anything back up. Everything just at Christmas left and nothing went back up. So
Wow.
I'm slacking.
Well, so for all those, let's see, Harbart Elm, Nathan Wood. Well, for all those that don't know you, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and what it is you love to do?
All right. So I've been on here a few times. I am Brittany Self, and I have selfies and shark's teeth on Instagram, YouTube. I do everything, honestly. I do metal detecting, only been in that for a couple of years. Fossil hunting is my primary thing. Shark's teeth, digging, diving, all the things. And then I do bottle hunting and those are my primary things: metal detecting, bottle hunting, fossil hunting.
I think you talked about last time. You mentioned something about mudlarking. Did you say that? Do you do mudlarking?
No,
Oh, maybe that was somebody else then, because that's the first time I ever heard that there.
nope.
Oh, you're the one with those great big teeth.
Yeah, I got a few of them. I every time we move, I always bring those with me because I'm like, if our movers, if they were to lose those or break them, like those are not replaceable. So I'm always bringing all that to my with me every time we move. So actually, all my stuff comes with me.
All
So
this, the special stuff.
yeah,
So
we
you're
are.
gonna show
Yeah,
some of them big teeth.
yeah. What you want to see? Um, one thing that I don't think that I mentioned in the past shows that I've been doing with you is, a lot of people, when they're out at the beach looking for shark's teeth and stuff, they think that if they're not black, they're not fossilized, right? But that's not even the truth, because these teeth that are in the ground for so long, depending on the type of minerals that are in the ground with these fossils, depends on the color that they will be. I've been in this for a while, so I can literally look at a tooth and tell you the vicinity of where it came from, because the minerals in the ground basically strip the tooth of its original minerals and replace them with the minerals that it's exposed to. So a lot of fossils that are exposed to a lot of water, they almost get like a blanched, or like a they basically just get bleached out. They look completely white, but I mean, these are completely fossilized, and it makes them very brittle. Very, the root will just kind of just start deteriorating. Like in this one, it was exposed to a lot of water, so it's really white. And then even some of the root has literally just started falling apart. So you have to be very, very careful with them. But then, of course, when you do get to the rivers, and you start, or in the oceans, and you start diving for them, they will be more of a dark, black color. But it's crazy, the colors of these teeth that come from all different places. You can get them brown and tan, and you can get them more like a red orange color. And I mean, each one of these teeth came from a different part of the country and different states, different land sites, oceans, rivers, creeks, and they all have completely different colors to them. And it's just literally what they're exposed to, their environment in which they have sat in for all those years. But and some are in better condition than the others, just because they've been protected by its environment more so than other ones. The ones that are found on these land sites, and the machines, man-made machines, will absolutely just destroy them, break them. They do a lot of damage. The ocean will tumble them around a lot, and they end up getting broken. And so it's we call them heartbreakers because sometimes the best of the teeth will come to you just broken, and that's just part of it. Which, I mean, it's like that in metal detecting and other bottle hunting, things like that as well. But like this one actually would have been about a 3-inch great white, but the root was completely broken off of it. It was just the blade part, and it was just too pretty not to repair it. So I did actually make a root and put it on there, but that one would have been right at about 3 inches. Yeah. And this one, again, white bleached, but I mean, it is completely 100% fossilized. So it just really depends on the environment. I had 7 or 8 of those megalodon teeth, and my ex-wife got rid of them. Sometimes not cheaper to keep. Oh no, that should be a crime.
That first one you showed, that is gorgeous. I love that.
Yeah, 5.5 on the nose. And a lot of people, they think that this is the front of the tooth. We call this the display side, but this is actually, when it's in the shark's mouth, this is actually the back of the tooth. So it actually sits like this in the jaw. So this is actually the part that, comes in contact with the lips, and then this would be the part that came in contact with the tongue. So a lot of people get that confused, but so this is actually the front, and then this is actually the back. But we do call these the display side. They just look a little bit better on that side, but because of the burlette and everything. But a lot of people are confused by that. So this is Indonesia. This one is from Indonesia, and this one is from South Carolina. So very similar features, but they are from 2 totally different parts of the world. So
when you're finding those, is it from whatever that lost its tooth, or is it something that died and the teeth disintegrated?
So meaning, like, do you think that something like, so interesting question. There have been fossils that have been found that we think that did not just die there and then it deteriorated and the only thing left was the vertebrae or the teeth. We have found fossils that are, we'll say, have been digested through a different animal, and then that animal died, and then that one was digested. So usually when we find them like that we think that have come from something else, the predator, they'll be really worn down. They won't have a lot of detail. They won't have any of the serrations on the side. Basically a lot of the enamel has just been worn off. The root may be missing and stuff, but we have found digested teeth before, or fossils that have been inside of other animals. For instance, this is a whale vertebrae. And so we have seen and found either teeth or other fossils that have actual teeth marks on them, to where, say, this was the food source of a megalodon, and when they bit into the whale, it actually left actual teeth marks inside the fossil. So these are pretty cool to find. I do have a tooth somewhere. I'm not sure. Oh, yes. So they think that this one was fed on by another shark, because I don't know if you can see them in the frame or not, but this is an actual mark from an additional shark. So this is a mako, or a hastalis, meaning they're probably about the size of a typical great white now. So if this was fed on by megalodon, obviously something a lot larger than this shark, they could have either have hunted and killed this one, or found it already, dead, and then they were feeding on it. So this tooth actually has marks on it from another shark that was feeding on this one. So it's pretty cool to find them like that, because that's just a rare thing to find, for sure.
So how do you find them? I know you're not finding them with metal detectors. So do you just walk along the beach and they're sitting there, or do you got to dig down, or how do you find them?
No, actually, we don't really hunt beaches. None of these teeth came from, none of these teeth came from a beach. So in Charleston, if you go about 40 miles inland to where the ocean floor used to be all those years ago, if you dig down to where the sea level is, then you can hit the fossil layer, and you literally just pop these out of the ground. It's a lot of work. We have to, in certain areas, we have to dig down 6 to 8 feet before we hit the fossil layer. And, you literally just kind of pop them out, but you have to be careful, because obviously whenever they're exposed to water, they're super fragile. I think I actually did this whenever I was digging it out, because you have to kind of just dig away at the wall. And then, I think this was sticking out of the wall like that. And when my shovel came down, I think that was probably done by me. Obviously I didn't know it was there, but that's just kind of part of it. But 90% of these were physically dug out of the ground. But what makes life easier on everyone is if you can get access to construction sites in the area, in either Charleston or here, or anywhere that's going to have a fossil layer. If you can ask permission to just walk the premises, then you can just find them laying all over the place. Because say these construction sites are digging for water lines or sewer lines or something like that, and they're digging these big trenches, 8, 9, 10 feet deep, then they're obviously hitting the fossil layer. And so when they go and they dig down and they just pile it up on the side as they're, building their lines, then you just walk those piles, and there will be just fossils littered everywhere. So it's really nice whenever the construction sites do the work for you. It's just, making sure you're not trespassing and things like that. So
could I find any of them teeth here in Arizona?
Probably not. You'd probably have to dig a while to get to them. Bakersfield, California is an excellent place to find them, but again, that's not too far from ocean. You got to think, the closer you are to the ocean, and then just move backwards a little ways, then you can just dig down not so far and hit the fossil layer. So, but Arizona, you're going to have to dig a while.
Okay. Well, no, because you mentioned earlier that you find them all over the place. So I was wondering if I could find some here too.
Probably. It just may take you a little while.
Well, if the fossil layers, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
No. So where are they mostly located at in the United States then?
So Florida obviously is a big one, just because you can go on any parts of Florida, on any of their coast, and find them. Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia. And then are there map areas? So basically, if you look up geological maps of the East Coast, there are ways to track different areas that are going to be better than others by their. I'm trying to dummy it down just a little bit because it can get very technical. So like the Miocene period is basically when a lot of the sharks were active and alive and roaming. And so if you can look up a geological map that shows those different types of specifics, then that can help you figure out if it's going to be a high fossil area. So just with gold prospecting, just with metal detecting, bottle hunting, like you have to do a lot of research to figure out where is the best place to, look for these fossils, or you're going to be digging holes and, you're not going to find anything. Yes, Virginia, right. Yeah, Virginia, there's good fossil hunting there.
So you're talking about this layer that you got to dig down to. How do you know when you go out and you just say like, oh, I think there's a layer right here. Let's just dig right here. How do you know where?
Again, it comes down to following the maps, and you can track it. If you find the right map, a good geological map that has those details that you need in it, it will basically almost pinpoint the areas, which, for instance, when we go to Charleston, so say on one side of 26, you're not going to find anything. But on the opposite side of 26, there's fossil layer just runs along the whole entire interstate. So again, it comes down to finding the right map that's going to give you those specifics and those details that you need.
So you're talking a map, somebody's mapped the whole area out then of where they're kind of located at?
Well, not really a single person, but if you can look up, say, trying to think of a good example, like different eras. So the Oligocene and the Miocene and the different stages of, the Earth, basically. If you know what type of geological map to look for, then that is what's going to lead you to the right layer that you need. Yeah, Virginia is a really good place. Even up in Maryland, Calvert Cliffs in Maryland is a good place to look too. So, really, all along.
I've played there in North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia. I remember some big holes there in Georgia, and I never ever thought about looking for teeth.
I know. What was it? There was someone looking for. They were metal detecting, and they were in an old like Civil War site, or I can't remember what kind of site they were in. But as they were digging up their target, they popped out a big shark's tooth. So I'm like, and they're like, what? They were so confused, like why is this here? But if you stop and think about it, you're in their territory too.
So that's that first one you show. Is that the biggest one you've ever found?
Yes.
And what's the value of that thing?
So, $700-$800 depending on the person. You'd think that they would be worth a whole lot more than that, but I always say that the megalodon teeth are a little overrated because everybody wants them. But you can get a pristine great white tooth which only gets to be about 3 inches max, from, say, the Meherrin River in Virginia, which is this red color, and it go for $1,000 versus this 5.5-inch megalodon tooth. So it really depends on locality. It depends on location, quality, color, things like that, that is going to put a higher value on the fossil, not necessarily just a big 5.5-inch tooth, because this one does have some, root deterioration, the enamel peel here, so it's not in perfect condition, but it's big. So that's kind of what would sell that tooth. But if that were another 1/2 inch and it was right at the 6-inch mark, then it would put it around $1,200.
Well, can't you fill in those gaps with some type of putty?
Sure, and then I'll get called a fraud, and people will be like, "I was repairing these teeth and then trying to sell them as natural."
Oh, I didn't know if you could, just to make them look better,
Yeah, I can. Again, like this tooth, great whites are my favorite. So this one it's got that like camo color to it. I wanted it more complete, so I did put a root on it. But only I know that, and I wouldn't sell it just because this is for display purposes only. But when a tooth comes that size from that, location and that color and everything, it's personal collection. So we just keep those as is, the way they are. But, when I was talking about digging them out of the ground, we physically dig for these teeth. Like this one's from Bakersfield. And when you dig them out, there's some of them can still be stuck in the matrix. So, this is just a clod of dirt, sand, the sediment that the tooth was found in. And so sometimes we will even leave them in the matrix just to kind of add a little more detail to the display. So this one came from Bakersfield, California, and it was actually left in the matrix, and this one was too.
Wow.
So that's what I'm saying. Like when we are chiseling them away, chiseling them out of the ground, this is kind of how we find them. And we have to be very, very meticulous and very careful when getting these guys out, because they've been there for so long and all the elements that they could just disintegrate in one wrong move, so sometimes we just kind of leave them in the matrix, but I think it makes it a little bit cooler to display them like that.
What is that matrix? What is that?
This is just sandstone.
Okay.
Yeah. But here we have like limestone, and we have the iron layer. So the iron, when these teeth are found in the iron layer, it's what gives them that like yellow orange color. The lighting is not great here, but I don't know if you can tell. Let me see if I can turn this down. But you can kind of see how it's, kind of an orangey red color up in here, the root and on the blade. That just means that it came from more of an iron-rich layer, because that iron can be blood orange, red, and that's what creates these colors. So
do you sell them, or you just keep all you find?
Both. I keep majority of them, but like I've done grab bags for kids before. Like at Christmas time, I made like big gallon size bags with just a plethora of fossils, vertebrae, teeth, all kinds of stuff. And people bought them for their kids and literally just gave them a spaghetti strainer and just poured the bag in there and just let them sift through it. And they had a blast. I have sold my share, but the ones that I have now, I can't seem to part with. So, it's just, like you said, you're not giving away your gold, even as a birthday present. You work hard for it.
I don't have any gold. That's why I say I can't give it away. I don't keep gold. I don't have any gold. I don't.
Oh, really? You find it and just. Okay.
I find it. I take pictures of it and then I sell it or raffle it off or buy, trade, sell. I don't keep gold.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I have more of a sentimental attachment to all my fossils. My husband's like, "Oh, we'll find more," and I'm like, "But will we?"
Yeah.
Will we?
Well, so if you find a duplicate, then would you sell one of them then?
A duplicate? Maybe. Maybe.
Okay. So that's when you do. So when you go out fossil hunting, I'm assuming you're going out fossil. Do you you mentioned the husband? Does the husband and kids and everybody go with you? The whole family does it as a hobby, or is it just something you do?
Yep. We all do it. Me and Brian are the only ones that dive. But my daughter, she's 9. She likes to. It's almost like a competition. She wants to find the first one. She wants to find the biggest one. Like, she gets mad when she's not finding one. So it's a big competition for us when we're out there hunting.
That's her peeking in the background there.
Yes, it is. She's stalking. Mm-hmm. She's creeping over here.
She wants to be a star too. She wants to be on TV.
Yeah, she does all the things we do. We just kind of drag her around with us. We went diving few years ago in Venice, Florida, and we had friends that were staying with us, and they left a day early, and so we didn't think we were going to get to go dive. And the guy that took us out actually ended up watching her on the boat, on his boat, while we went diving. So we went down, used up our tanks, and then he stayed on the boat with her, and she got to hang out and watch us and play and everything. So she likes exploring with us.
So you're talking scuba diving. And so when you're doing that and you're going underwater, what are you looking for there?
Mostly for fossils. We go into Venice, Florida, and that's like an ideal place to go fossil hunting when you're diving, is in Florida. But we have been to a few like blue holes and rock quarries where they just kind of they'll put like the one in Tennessee, there's a plane under there. There's like a school bus, there's a truck, there's vehicles, there's a basketball goal. So they kind of put stuff down there for you to go and explore. And even before you even get in the water, there's a map that shows like where each thing is, and you just go and just look at everything under the water. So it's really cool. But typically we go diving for fossils. Typically.
Well, I've checked in a while back. Last year, I checked in some of the schools around here to get certified to dive because, we got some cool lakes like, the Colorado River and Lake Havasu and stuff like that.
Right.
That would be kind of cool to go down there and do some exploring and looking for, relics or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I've been on the hookah system. I've done that where I've been down, 15, 20 feet on hookah, and that's no big deal. But I think I'd be scared on having all that equipment on me and all those tanks and all, and then you got your watches and you got meters and you got, all these oxygen levels and all this that you got to go through, I guess.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie, it's intimidating. The very first time I went diving out on the ocean, I came up, I wouldn't necessarily say disoriented, but I came up in almost like a panic phase, because when I surfaced, I felt like I was being drug like away from the boat. It was just the waves, hitting just right. But I got into a panic, and luckily I had my dive buddy with me, but I remember that being really scary. But then the second time I went out, I was like, all right, you're fine. Like, even if it is kind of pulling you, you're going towards shore, not out to sea. So it's intimidating. But once you get a few dives under your belt and you go with experienced divers, someone that you feel comfortable with, they know what they're doing, it makes it a lot easier and it makes you feel a lot more comfortable. But it is, underwater is a completely different world, completely different. And it's just something you've got to just relax, because if not, you will kind of work yourself up into a panic. But I love it. I would say the first few times I did it, I was like, I don't know if this is for me. And now, we love it. You get more comfortable. I'm not saying overconfident, but you get more comfortable each time you go out, if that makes sense, because you learn how to navigate more. You learn how to breathe better. You learn how to just not get yourself worked up, and you learn how to check your watch frequently, or your gauges and stuff, so that you don't get yourself into a situation. But that's what the course is for. It teaches you all of those like important things to know, so that you're prepared when you are, as prepared as you can be when you do actually go.
So you don't go by yourself then, you go with husband or somebody else?
No, I would not go by myself. It is always, always, always recommended to go with a dive buddy. Always.
Then I don't have anybody to go with, so that's why I guess I never did it, because I'd be by myself.
Well, a lot of these, I do have him to go with me, but a lot of these places, say when we go to Venice, we don't have our own boat there. Like, we don't just go to somewhere and just dive. Typically they're chartered. So there'll be multiple people on the boat at one time. So, there's always kind of like that straggler that only has one person, or they've got 3 in their group or something like that. And, the dive community is very opening, and they're always willing to just let people tag along, or, so that's not always a bad thing, being solo.
So being in the ocean, are you paranoid? You like to collect shark teeth and that, but are you paranoid of maybe becoming part of the shark?
Nah, that's just mistaken identity. There's a place in I'm wanting to go this summer. It's called Frying Pan Tower, and it's very sharky, and that's on my bucket list for this summer, is to go, because typically when you're down there at such a deep depth, like they're not way down there to eat. They're just kind of cruising, hanging out. So you're in their territory, but they're not super.
You're not food for them?
Nah.
Then why do people get bit all the time you hear about and stuff?
Mistaken identity. I'm telling you, whenever sharks are at such close proximity to the shore and up, on these beaches and stuff, that's what they're doing, is they're hunting. They're hunting. And so if you're at the wrong place at the wrong time, then you might be snacked on for a minute. But
well, that's what I say. So if you're in the ocean and they're hungry, do you become shark bait?
Nah. Nah, not if you're down underwater, where they've already got their belly full, they're just down there cruising, doing their shark thing, then I'm not concerned.
So you got to go after they have dinner. Then you got to go after dinner
Yeah,
bell.
that's right. Oh well, it's 5:30. It's almost dinner time. So
Yeah, they've already ate. So,
right,
uh, all right. You know what? I need to play a commercial. Can you hang with us for a moment?
I'm here.
Okay, we'll play this commercial, folks, and then I'll be right back.
ICMJ's Prospecting and Mining Journal is the only monthly gold prospecting magazine published in the United States and is the most comprehensive and respected magazine about gold prospecting on the market today. With readers in all 50 states, it features articles on detecting, high banking, dredging, small-scale operations, assaying, basic geology, how to read the land, regulations, and more. Our monthly Ask the Experts column is answered by true experts. It features answers to readers' questions on processing, detecting, geology, and any other questions you may have related to finding and recovering gold and other precious metals. The Mining Journal features the most extensive selection of equipment, mining properties, services, and more, and a classified section featuring over 20 times more new and used items than the nearest competitor. The Mining Journal has been in continuous publication since 1931. A full 12 issues is available for just $27.95, and discounts are available for 2- and 3-year subscriptions. And an online subscription gives you access to over 3,000 articles going back nearly 20 years. Our purpose is to teach you how to find more gold. ICMJ's Prospecting and Mining Journal is the tool you need to succeed. It's time to raise your gold prospecting knowledge to the next level with ICMJ's Prospecting and Mining Journal. Give us a call at 831-479-1500 or visit www.icmj.com. That's www.icmj.com.
All right, perfect timing. If you guys don't have a subscription to the Mining Journal, you can call them and get a subscription. Okay, our guest. Oh, Brittany Self herself. I don't know if I told you, I used to have a macabre bird years ago that was named Brittany.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
A blue and gold that I raised from a little baby. You know, I used to have to feed it with the syringe and all of that. But
Oh, they live to be quite
over
amazing.
over 100 years old. Yeah.
Yeah, they usually outlive their. I knew it was one of the birds, but I couldn't remember which one. Tend to outlive the owners.
Yeah, I had to get rid of it because nobody wanted it when I had to move. Anyway, so we were talking about scuba diving. So when you're out scuba diving, is that really what you're looking for? Is shark's teeth, or are you looking? Do you metal detect under the water with the detector or anything? Or
I have not. It is something that I want to do. I want to get one of those little handheld metal detectors, but I think they can only go to a certain depth. I don't think that a lot of them will go past like 15, 20 feet, and I'm usually 35, 40, 50 feet. So I want to look into what is going to be my best bet, as far as, because I have one, my Nokta, but I don't think it goes very deep, or that it can go very deep. And I don't know about ocean water. So I need to look into that.
So when you're down underwater, like I hear there's currents underwater. So if you're underwater on the bottom, is there currents that are like pulling you, and when you're trying to swim, you're fighting? And
no, rivers are more so, but honestly, the deeper you get, the less you have to deal with that. It's usually closer to the surface is where all the currents and all of the flows and stuff are. But honestly, the deeper that you get into the water, you really don't even feel anything. You can't really tell at all. So
do you have to wear a weight belt?
Yeah, you have to wear, depending on, my cat and my dog are going bonkers. depending on your weight, you can, and your buoyancy, you have to balance it out. You know, if you've got a heavier wetsuit on, so in the wintertime, you know, you wear a real thick one to keep you warmer. So you'll need more weights in your pouches in order to get down. Because I mean, you know, there's been times where I'm like, oh, I'm using my same weight. Why can't I get underwater? And they're like, oh, you've got, you know, 3 times as thick as wetsuit on that you did, you know, in the summertime. So then I have to add more weight, and then I can go under easier. So
if you're on the bottom, then how do you get back up if you've got all that weight on you?
it's your buoyancy control. It's your BC. You literally pump air into it, and it deflates and inflates like a balloon. The backpack that you wear, where your tank goes, you literally pump air into it. Or honestly, your lungs, you know, fill up like balloons too. So if you take in a big breath of air, it's going to make you rise. But the minute you blow out and deflate those lungs, then it's going to push you back down. It's all about controlling that buoyancy, and with your BC and with your breathing is what, you know, brings you up and down. So
how aren't the tanks kind of heavy? I mean, do you use one tank or 2 tanks?
One. The whole setup is probably about 60, 65 pounds. But whenever you've been underwater for so long and you step onto that ladder to try and get out, you feel like you're hauling up like a 200-pound man. It's crazy. Like that water lag, it's wild.
But underwater, all that becomes weightless, right?
It goes away. You have no idea that it's on. None.
Yeah. Wow. I'd like to go there. I'd like to do it, but I'd have to find somebody to go with that would do it too, because to save me.
Just do your open water, and then I mean, if you go somewhere where you're comfortable, like a shallow river or somewhere like that you could just kind of tie yourself out or something, then I mean, you could do a little metal detecting under there and look for old bottles and relics and stuff. Because I mean, I'd say that a river, you know, if you didn't get in one too deep, you could get one of those little handheld detectors and just, you know, the small ones. And that's kind of what I want to do, is get one of the small detectors and hit one of these kind of shallower river and, you know, go detecting that way.
That's what I want to do too. Just go underwater about 5 feet.
Right. That's all you need. That's all you need. And then, and then cruise around down there. But some of these rivers, they don't call it black water for nothing. I mean, you get down there, that temperature gets super cold, and you can't even see your hand in front of your face. It's basically with feel, or you've got to have some crazy lights. I mean, like expensive lights that will allow you to see maybe a foot, maybe we'll say 8 inches. But
so on when you got all your gear on, do you have like a knife hooked onto you too, in case a shark comes after you?
Yeah, I do. It stays on my leg. I strap it around my leg. But not only, I mean, you know, we don't necessarily do it for protection per se, but if you were to get into some fishing line or some, you know, just any type of debris that's down there that you didn't know or you didn't see that was down there, and you kind of swim into it or swim under it and you get caught up, I mean, there's situations where you could have to physically cut some line and stuff. So
how about like spear guns? You take spear guns with you?
Yeah.
Do you?
Nah.
No.
No.
Oh, that's only on Indiana Jones?
That's right. Yeah.
So can you use walkie-talkies? Like, you know, when you're talking, can you talk to?
You can, but a lot of it's signal, you know, like, you know, there's different, like, out of air, we need to go up. Okay. You know, I want to say shark. There's a few different signals that you can use with your hands to signal to the other person. But I mean, you do have your thing in your mouth, but I have a lot of videos where I'm like yelling and screaming because I found something cool, or I'm like, oh wow, like you can tell exactly what I'm saying.
So you got the apparatus in your mouth. So do you just use then a pair of goggle things, or do you have the full face mask thing?
No, I don't. I haven't gone full face mask. I kind of like the feel of being able to, take it out, readjust it if I need to, put it back in.
Underwater?
Yeah, clear my goggles out.
You can do all that underwater?
Mhm.
If water gets into your eyes, how do you clear them out with water underwater?
You literally, with your goggles, you just blow out your nose like you're physically blowing your nose, and it pushes the air up and out the top, and it just clears them. Because if you start to get water in there or something, you can literally just and push all that out, and it just clears it out the top and seals it right back up. And with your adapter that's in your mouth, you literally can purge it. So if you pull it out for any reason and you put it back in your mouth, there's a little button on the side, and you just push it, and it forces air through it, and it clears all the water out of it. So it's doable.
Okay. All right. So if you've got your mask on, and you get water in there, so you got to blow to get the water out. What if you blow snot out into your mask? Then what do you got to do? Take it off and rinse it out?
Yeah. You don't worry about that till the top, until you've surfaced. Tangled in seaweed. No, I have not been tangled in seaweed, but I'm prepared if I do.
With your knife?
Yeah, with my knife.
Well,
Yeah.
that's probably, I'm just asking these questions because whether I'm asking these to an instructor or I'm asking these to
right.
you,
So I know that some instructors, and I know that they make these, but they make like a doodle pad thing that you can wear on your wrist, and you can physically write on it. It's like waterproof. I don't know how it works, but you literally strap it on your arm, and it's got a pen attached to it, and you take it out and you just write on it, and then you can turn it around and let the person read it. Just it can say anything. You can write whatever you want on it and then turn it around and let the other person read it. So
well, what about, can't you just take your phone that's waterproof underwater, or put it in a bag and just text the people that you're with, send them text messages?
I don't think a phone is going to work 45 feet underwater. I don't think so. Unless you want to get in touch with Verizon and patent something, I don't think that's going to work.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I know they have the protection baggies that you can put them in.
Yeah, so. I don't think so.
Oh well, yeah. It was a try. So when you're underwater, then did we get that clarified, or did we get off? When you're underwater and you looking for just the teeth, you're saying you don't metal detect, so you're swimming around. What, you've been doing this for a while, so what is it that when you go out, do you do it more for just enjoyment?
Yep.
To go under the water, or do you do it because I want to go look for some shipwrecks and
Both.
go to Curse of Oak Island?
All that. So depending on the location that you choose to charter out to, like Frying Pan is basically going to be like sharks sighting, basically. And then there's another one off the coast of North Carolina, and it's an actual shipwreck, and you can go down and explore the shipwreck. And then of course Venice is basically fossils. But I mean, once you're down there, you're looking for fossils, but you just also want to appreciate and admire all the other sea life down there, because there's just so much going on. Like what were those fish that we ran into?
Piranhas.
not piranhas. Don't listen to me. But there was, I mean, we just looked up and there was this big pod of I don't know, they were just swimming right beside us, and I got a cool video of those. So like you just never know what you're going to see when you're down there, and it's just it's very rewarding and it's very fun.
So when you're saying video, do you use like a GoPro camera? Is that
Yes.
what it is you're using?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
GoPro. Okay.
Yeah.
Film on, and you just hit record when you're down there all the time and just leave it going.
I just leave it going. Yeah.
In case they find you shark infested, whatever, at least they can
know what happened to me. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. I think it may have been seabed. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was. What group?
Do you think you could take a GoPro and put meat on it or something and give it to a shark and let him eat it and go all the way through it, and then look at the video as it's going through the shark and back out the other end?
Should we try it?
Yeah, why don't you do that?
Okay.
just see how that would look. I thought I saw a story heard a story one time where a guy put a suit on or something and he let a snake eat him so he could see what it was like going through the snake.
Oh my gosh.
And what? I think he died. He didn't make it out alive.
I was gonna say, yeah, I don't think that would work. I don't think anything would make it through the digestive besides a fossil. But
oh yeah, see, piranhas. There piranhas underwater.
Not
and electric eels and those.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there are, but they usually, I think the eels and stuff usually are tucked away pretty deep, and they're tucked away in like deep dark caves and stuff like that. So they're not going to be something that you typically run into.
How about like stingrays and that?
Oh yeah, they're down there. Yep.
You see them?
Yep.
Wow. I think that's what got that one guy that what was his name? Jack Hanna, not Jack Hanna. That African guy.
Steve Irwin.
Yeah, Steve Irwin. That's what got him.
Yep.
Playing around with stingrays.
I know. Yeah, when we the water moccasins and copperheads and stuff, I look out more for those more so when we're land hunting or hunting for fossils than I do sharks whenever I'm diving, honestly, because I don't know, they're so camouflaged and they can, I don't know. I probably am looking out for the snakes more than I am the sharks. Honestly.
Also, instead of carrying a spear gun, you carry a big gun then when you're on land for those type of critters.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
No, I'm not moving to Florida. On my bucket list is to go to Florida and do some metal detecting on the beach, though. That is actually on my bucket list. I would like to do that one day, I keep saying.
Yes.
I've never wore flippers in my whole life. Like I say, I've dredged before where I've been underwater on the hookah.
Yeah, they're awkward.
Put a weight belt on to go down and stay underwater like that. Right. But that's had to be 10, 15 years ago that I've done that. And I forgot what that was all like.
Yeah,
but it's oxygen level. So like I think I was getting CO2 poisoning because on the hookah, it can suck the off of your air intake that's coming down to you. If you're sucking the exhaust, is what I was getting back into me, and I had to hurry and get up because I was starting to puke. Right. But now when you're underwater with your gear on, that's a different. I know you're breathing different air in that's in the tank, right?
Right. Yeah. Depending on how deep you go, the deeper dives require nitrox, but just your regular open water dives are just regular air. But I mean, you can get decompression sickness, but they teach you all the different symptoms and signs and what to look for and what to do and all that stuff. So, but luckily none of that has happened to any of us. I think I sometimes worry about seasickness more than anything else. But we don't go too far offshore, so it's not
And
ever really an
what's
issue.
the deepest you've been down?
About 52 feet.
50 feet? That's pretty
Yeah,
far.
because if you go any deeper than that, you have to get nitrox certified, and in order to go like below 55 to 100 feet is a different level of certification. So you get your open water, and then you get certified beyond that, depending on what you want to do. Like if you want to do rescue diving and stuff like that. So, but
Does the certification last you forever, or do you have to like update it?
nope. Nope.
So, and do you have to carry your papers with you? So if the cops come and say, "Hey, excuse me, ma'am, are you certified?" You pull
It's
them out
not
and say,
the
"Yes,
top.
I am."
Yeah, it's the dive shops and stuff, or the charters that take you out. They want to obviously make sure you know what you're doing. Do I ever check? So I work in the medical field. I've been in dermatology for about 15 years, and I've got an actual O2 sensor at home that I can use, but I'm in the doctor regularly for labs and what checkups and stuff. So it's always 98, 99. So I
And
don't.
that's high.
Yep.
That's on your watch too. Your oxygen level. You can check
It's
on your
not.
watch.
This one doesn't do my O2. It just does steps, heart rate, calories, and things like that. It doesn't have the O2 level on it, but some of them might.
Is that an iWatch?
No, this one's the
Oh,
Fitbit, the Versa.
okay. Yeah, I've got the iWatch, and that tells you your oxygen.
Oh, really? Okay, that's
But,
cool.
but mine's somewhere around like 96, sometimes
Right.
97. I'm not
But
that high.
right, your dive watch will come equipped with a lot of that type of information. What you need to know specifically for diving. But yeah, O2 levels and there's signs and symptoms that determine if your O2 level's low and stuff like that. So I always watch for that kind of stuff.
And I guess it can be pricey too. It can add up all the equipment you got to get.
Yeah. Brian got everything. All his stuff was new, but mine was passed down. But it came from two different people, but each of them are dive instructors. So I 100% felt comfortable getting something from them because I knew that it was taken care of, well maintained, annual maintenance done on it, things like that. And so far, it's been great for me. So.
Well, I still one day may check into doing that just because I'd
Good.
like to go down the water.
Good. Mark it off that bucket list.
Well, just to take that little metal detector, and just go off the beach, and some of the rivers and beach a little bit and just play around.
Yeah. The tanks do have to be recertified, but I don't have my own tanks, so I basically just rent them out every time I go somewhere, so that I know that they are, obviously being maintained and stuff like that. So I don't actually own my own tanks.
So the tanks are only good for so long, then, huh?
Yeah, they have to be maintenance. They have to have maintenance done on them, and the valves and the seals and the gauges and all that stuff. And
How
there's
do you fill them? You said it was just air. Do you just turn on the air compressor and fill it full of air?
no, you can. I think some fire departments do it, and any of the local dive shops, you can take them in there and they do it for you.
For a fee.
Oh, what?
A fee for
A fee. Yes. Unless you got connections.
Oh, connections.
Mm-hmm. What was I going to say? There's two different types of tanks too, and some are heavier than others. There's a aluminum, and then help me out, Paul. What's the other one? Is it not carbon? There's aluminum tanks, and I'm having a brain fart, but there's two different types of tanks that you can actually use. And, you know, some people say some are better than others or whatever, but you ever thought about driving up on the Bering Sea? Is that to you or me?
That's you. That's the Bering Seas where they go up there gold hunting.
Oh, see, that's not that. I would have to go with somebody stainless. There you go. Yeah, carbon fiber and stainless. But no, I don't. See, I wouldn't know anything as far as gold related. That's Jack's alley, not mine.
I don't. Well, hey, there's gold back in there. You know, if you're metal detecting in the ocean, you might find some nuggets or something.
Oh, I know. The only gold. Let's see. I'm trying to think what I have that's gold. A gold ring, wedding ring, and then a gold plated pocket watch face. That's basically the only things that I got.
That you found?
Uh-huh.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny that people on the West Coast, we want to go back there and hunt Civil War, and people back there want to come out here and hunt gold.
Gold, yeah.
We need to switch. We need to do an exchange program.
I know. My buddy, Nugget Noggin, Michael, he does a lot of the gold dredging, and Daisy, my friend Daisy, they do a lot of that, but I've not ever got to do that. So I got to check that off my bucket list. You go diving, I'll go dredge for gold. Okay.
Well, I don't know about dredging for gold, but you can come out here and we'll take you gold hunting, and I'll come out there and you'll take me out beach hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Perfect.
Okay, sounds good. When I make it down to Florida one day on the beach down there.
Yeah.
As soon as I get a big ass motor home and I can just travel and
Yeah. Michael, he got his nickname from his grandpa. His grandpa used to call him Nugget. And so all these years later, he's turned into a gold nugget.
Okay.
He does all that stuff.
Okay. So Daryl spent time at Elgin Air Force Base in 68. Okay. 80 cubic inch aluminum.
Yeah, that's the tanks that they were talking about. The
aluminum tank. What's the better tanks, the aluminum or the stainless? I guess stainless is probably better, huh?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Then you won't get aluminum poisoning.
I think I've used both, but people swear that one's better than the other. I just get what they give me.
So how often do you get out? How often do you go scuba diving? How often do you go gold digging in the dirt for teeth?
When we were in South Carolina, we were going about every other weekend. But now that we're here in North Carolina, it's like I have to reestablish myself because, you know, South Carolina, we did so much hunting with other people and getting to know the area. And we had, say 10 different hunting sites that we could go to. Here in North Carolina, I'm like, where do I start? Like, I'm having to reacclimate myself and I haven't taken the time to do all my research here. So I need to find a good area to start. And once I find somewhere I can get started, then I can kind of, veer off from there. But I have not done a whole lot here on the East Coast of North Carolina yet. They're here.
Well, in North Carolina, I remember going to, I believe the town is somewhere around Nebo, if I remember. Nebo, does that sound? North Carolina. Vane Mountain, around Vane, wherever that's at. That's the gold country out there.
Okay.
So if you go to those places, there's gold.
Okay.
Gold. There's gold in North Carolina.
Hey, point me in the right direction. We'll go find it.
Gold was first discovered in the United States in North Carolina.
Wow.
1799. Big ass nugget. 2 pounder,
Yeah.
I believe. Let's see. The question for Jack's giveaway tonight is, how much lead will Jack need to go scuba diving? Well, let's see. If Jack weighs 200 pounds, Jack's going to have 50 pounds of lead on his ass to go
Nah,
under.
you probably only need about 10 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I remember the weight belt I used to have, you could fill full of the BB packs.
Oh, yeah. Well,
And
that's kind of what they are. Yeah. They're just little neoprene pouches, and they're just like filled with steel or whatever they are.
or you can put as many as you want, but some of the weight, your dredge divers, they put those lead weights on them, on the belt. So they just
Oh
put
yeah,
more lead.
yeah. I have an actual belt, and you can thread like actual metal weights through it. I've just modernized a little bit, and I have the little pouches, and you just literally shove them in your little pockets.
No,
So.
I have a question tonight. I give away something every week. I got to find out what the question was that I had. Let's see. Okay, there's my question for the night. We do a video thing, I try to post a new video every week, and then so to get people to watch it, I ask a question about the video, and whoever answers it first wins something. So yeah, 20% of body weight. Okay, and that is total between added weight, and so 20% of the body weight. So that means if one weighs 100 pounds, 20% of 100 pounds is what? 2. 20 pounds. Oh, I don't know.
I'm around 130, and I think I only use like 9 or 10 pounds. So it really just depends. I mean, it really varies because it depends on your wetsuit thickness and how much you're carrying already, so.
And how fast you want to go down to the bottom.
Yeah, you don't want to go fast. You'll.
Yeah, I want to go down quickly. Give me a whole bunch of weight. Whoa.
No, you got to, and that's as you're descending, you have to watch your speed. It'll kind of yell at you like, "Slow down! You're going too fast."
Slow down! You're going too fast.
You can't come up too fast, and you can't go down too fast, or you will get yelled at.
You'll get you blow up.
Yep.
And if you blow up, that's not good.
No, we don't want to blow up. We don't want to pop any eardrums. We don't want to do any of that.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, that's all cool then. Let's see them teeth again. What else? So what else you got there to show us? Anything else?
A lot of teeth. I got a lot of teeth.
Do you?
So, I mean, I said great whites are my favorite, and they are. But it's just cool to me because, see, just by pulling that out of there, I just boogered that root. Ripsy.
Thermal City, North Carolina. That's where the gold's at.
I don't know where that is. So with any fossil, vertebrae, shark's teeth, anything like that, so this one is a top tooth. It came from the top part of the jaw, and it was a frontal, so it came from the very front. But as your teeth, as the megalodon teeth went back towards the jaw, they obviously got smaller because there's not a lot of room back there. So the further you go back, the smaller the teeth. So, for instance, this is an Angustidan. Here's my megalodon. Okay, so people will argue with me all day over this, but they can argue all they want, but they'll be wrong. Okay, so here, this shark was about 50, 60 feet in length. But so a big shark, but in the back of their jaw, this is their posterior.
Wow. A lot smaller.
Lot smaller. Same size shark, much smaller tooth.
Do you ever find any of them teeth that have cavities?
Well, not cavities, but most of the teeth will have feeding damage on the tip right here, meaning that they have bit into something more or bigger than what they can actually chew. And it will chip off the top right here, the tip of it. So not necessarily cavities per se, but feeding damage all the time. All the time. Almost, I would say 85% of my teeth have some sort of feeding damage on the end of it where they have bit into something.
I guess there's no such thing as shark dentist. So.
No. But yes, so this is also a megalodon shark tooth, but people will, say otherwise. But it's just crazy how, they start out big in the front, and as they work their way back, they just get smaller and smaller and smaller.
Do sharks have molars?
Molars. Well, so this is what would be considered their molars because it's a posterior, meaning it's in the back of their jaw. So, yes, technically.
Well, I know sometimes, like you go to some of these, like out here, quartz sites, the big, rock and gem show, and it's like they sell all types of stuff, but some of them places they have just boxes, just huge boxes full of little dinky shark's teeth, like $3 for $1 or something like that,
Half of them are probably fake. Don't waste your money on them.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
How do you tell a fake one from a real one?
Experience. Feeling, texture, look of it. Half of the ones that are in these little gift shops and stuff at the beach and stuff, half of those are fake.
Oh.
So
there's no way really to tell by looking at it other than being an expert then.
Sorry. You can send me a picture.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me buy that. I gotta send some pictures first. Yeah.
My daughter, we were in a gift shop in Myrtle Beach, and she's like scrolling through the necklaces and the bracelets and everything. She's like, in a group full of people everywhere in the shop. She's like, Mom, look, it's so fake. This tooth is so fake. And I'm like, yes, it is, but we don't have to announce that to the world.
The guy comes over. Shut up. Put that away.
You're going to have to leave. Kill my business. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me ask a question here, okay? To give something away. I'll give away. I got a book here I can give away. 30 Best Kept Secrets to Finding Treasures. Okay. There's a book. And with that book, I'll give away a sticker. I got these cool stickers nowadays, see?
Uh-huh.
Stickers. And even a cool poker chip. Gold Fever poker chip.
$2.
Nothing. It's just for here. They're just homemade poker chips.
Very
Gold Fever poker chips. Okay, here's your question. First one in the chat room that gets it right. I got to try to make them tougher because these guys are way too smart. What did I say about the view from way up here? There's the question. What did I say about the view from way up here? There we go. That's your question. I need a Gold Fever radio sticker, Jack. All my radio stickers, I got them cheaply made and they faded away on me. They're not sun, whatever they are, flash in the pan.
Sticker Mule does good stickers.
Yeah, these ones, this company did them pretty good. But like some of these other ones, like this company here, or these people that did them, see, they fade in the sun.
Oh, yeah.
So, Sticker Mule, huh?
Yeah, Sticker Mule.
Like the donkey. Oh, look at that. That was a tough question. See, nobody knew that one.
Uh-huh.
that you can see forever. Let's see. What did I write my question as? Nope, that's not what I said. What did I say about the view from way up here?
Nobody
That's a good
took
one,
notes.
Paul.
I
I
didn't
did
take
not. Okay, new sticker. Then, buddy, a new sticker. Maybe I got. Hey, look, Flash. Look at that. See, there's
Hey,
one.
I like that 805 sticker. I got one of those.
Oh yeah, you're the 805 one, huh? That's right. I was going to send you some 805.
Mhm.
Yeah, I got one of your stickers right there, buddy. This is my sticker board I started putting together.
I need to send you one of mine.
You do. I'll send you one of mine.
Okay.
Good deal. I'll PM you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll send you one, Ed. I got one of yours here.
Nobody took notes. You're just going to have to give them the
See,
answer.
and that's an old sticker there, Jack. Well, hey, that's what you sent me a long time ago, bud. So that's the one that I got. Man is a long ways down. They faded so bad you can't even find them. That you can see forever. See, that was a good one. Nobody knows that question, so that's cool. I don't have to give nothing away this time, I guess. Yeah, you got to send me some new ones, Flash. Yeah, oh, look at this. This people here, there's Janin asked me a couple weeks ago what size of shirt I wore, and look what they sent me.
Oh, cool. I have the tank top. That's awesome.
Look at the back side of this.
Oh man, my cousin has that, and I told him I was going to steal it from him. That's awesome.
Yeah, and then they give
like
you
Seems
they're
like
in Northern California. Firestone is.
Yes.
That's the company, Firestone. Yeah.
Correct.
So Firestone's the other beer. But anyway, so I had to quit drinking for a while. So
I'm doing dry January, or I would have been having one with you. But
yeah, when you come out here one day, then we'll have some 805s.
I know that's my favorite. I haven't found anything that compares to it.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll save you some 805s. That's right. I was going to send you an 805 for when you came on again.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. I thought, actually, I thought about that last month, but then I thought, would I get in trouble for sending alcohol through the mail?
No. So I don't think so. When I sent my husband a care package, I remember I sent something that was carbonated, and he said by the time he got it, it was flat.
Oh, no, I was thinking because they ask you anything liquid, fragile, and you got to say, yeah, there's something liquid.
Right.
And they'll say, what's liquid? Well, it's a beer.
Right. A single beer. Yeah. No, I mean, I think there's got to be something that you can do to be able to ship it. Because, I mean, I did like this wine club thing for a while. And, I mean, that was obviously like 6 bottles of wine at a time. So there's got to be a way to.
Yeah, people. Yeah, I did find the hanger, but that's not what I said. Keep an eye out on top of this ridge. The backside is the best. Oh, that's the shirt. Unless you mean the cacti and the 4 sisters. Yep, that's not what I said. On top of the ridge. When I was clear up on top of that ridge, I did say it was lion country. I did say that too, but that's not what.
They're trying real hard.
So they're saying a lot of the things that I mentioned, but what did I say about the view from way up here? When I was up there, I said about the view. Yeah, so anyway, see, every time I've said them all this time so far, people immediately they just get them. And so I said, I got to make this tougher this time. And the stones below looks like turtles. Yeah, I said that too. Cool. I got a good one this time. Look what I'm drinking tonight.
Oh, what Is it sparkling? I was going to say, I don't think that's 805 in your cup. Sparkling
No.
apple cider.
Yeah, this is non-alcoholic.
Yeah, I'm doing dry January. It's been the longest month ever.
January. Yeah. I did say never leave home without protection. That's true. That was going to be one of the questions, but I figured that'd be too easy, so I didn't answer that one. That's because the airplane pressure difference, it will explode. Oh, the airplane when they ship stuff. That's why you got to tell them that it's liquid. The view is pretty cool. Nope, not what I said. I should have wrote the time frame down when it was, so then you guys could all just go back and play it again. Repeat the question. What did I say about the view from way up here? Okay, so how many teeth do you think you've got in total? Like those big ones, just the big ones.
Well, I have sold some, but I have a display that I keep. I have 2 wooden displays that I have like all my 3-inch and above in, and I'd say there's about 40 or 50 in here. But I mean, like upstairs, I have totes and totes and totes just full of teeth, but they're a lot of them aren't whole. They're fragments and partials and halves and things like that. But all the ones down here that I actually display are complete for the most part. Are my favorites. So they get put out on
in the
living room.
Let's see, any buried treasures around here on the other side of the highway? I did say that. You can see the road. I did say that. You could see anybody coming. I did say that. But that's not what I'm looking for. How long have you been out looking for teeth?
So my dad, we used to go to Myrtle Beach every summer for vacation. And in North Myrtle Beach, it was, I don't know why, but it was a little bit better to hunt for shark's teeth than South Myrtle. And so we would always stay in South Myrtle, but drive up to North Myrtle to go beach combing and look for shark's teeth. I would sit in the sand for hours and just sift through the sand looking for shark's teeth. Because once, I found that one, I was hooked. So I started doing that at probably 7, 8. But this involved for about 4 years or so, as far as like diving, land hunting, digging for them, finding areas and properties where I can go, creeks, rivers, things like that, probably about 3 or 4 years. But as far as like shark teeth hunting, fossil hunting, I don't know, 25 years.
Oh, that's a long time. I didn't think he was even that old.
My birthday's in March, and I'm not ready for it.
Oh, your birthday's in March? Well, happy March birthday early.
Thank you.
No liquid in postal system. That's probably why they say anything liquid, fragile. Because if you say, yeah, there's some liquid in there, they're going to say, no. So you'd have to do it UPS then.
Oh, gotcha.
FedEx or something like that. Canyon with the cross and be more to the east to see it. Yeah, that's not the right answer. I've never been up here before. It's pretty cool. Karen, I'm going to say you got it. Because the answer that I had is I've never been here before. I've never been up here before.
That's pretty close.
That's what I said from the top. Once I made it to the top of the mountain, I said I've never been up here before. So, Karen, I'm going to give that to you. Congratulations. I've never been up here before. It's pretty cool. Okay, Karen, you won it. So,
nice.
Good thing is I don't have to ship it out because they're in the campground.
Nice. Double win.
It is. It's funny because like sometimes if I go metal detecting and I find gold, or like if I'm dry washing or running a piece of equipment, the little bit of gold I find, I put it in a bag and I give it away. That's why I say I don't keep my gold. So I may find, put 50 cents or $1 worth of gold in a bag that cost me $5 or $6 to ship it out.
Yep.
So,
Yep. I am like teeth that, are broken or damaged, or I'm like, oh, I like it. But, you get to where when you find so many, you get a little stingy. Like if they're not an inch or bigger or 2 inches or bigger, I just leave them laying, let someone else find them, let kids find them, whatever. But you get to the point where last summer, I had a big pouch, like a zipper pouch full of teeth, mainly shark's teeth. And I would either like put some on the beach where kids were playing and let them find them. Or if I saw, kids looking for, shark's teeth or whatever, I would just walk up and be like, you want one? You want this? You want that? And I mean, some of them did not come from that location. So they were like big river teeth, kind of bigger ones that you're not going to find on the beach. And they were just makes their day. Absolutely makes their day. And sometimes I find more enjoyment out of doing that than I do going and looking for them myself. Now I'm not going to be giving away my great whites or anything.
Well, I was going to say, you could send me one of those big teeth you got if it gives you good joy.
Okay. All right. I'll send you a sticker and a tooth.
Okay, cool, man.
Yeah.
And then I'll have to send you a sticker too then. Okay.
Deal.
We do sticker exchange. Paul, there was already the clue. I can't give you the clue because somebody already guessed the question. Already got it.
Yeah, I like to get the kids involved. So last year or year before, my daughter, I think it was either her 7th or 8th birthday, I bagged up a bunch of material. Like one weekend when we went digging, I took all of my dredged material or my spoil pile where I dug out from the hole, and I put a bunch of it in Ziploc baggies. And then I got it home and I took a bunch of teeth. I mean, fragments, big megalodon halves, all kinds of stuff. And I just shoved them full in these Ziploc bags. And instead of playing pin the tail on the donkey or birthday games, I took them outside and I gave them all a spaghetti strainer, and I just like poured all this stuff into each kid's spaghetti strainer. And I had totes of water all in the driveway, and they all just sat out there and sifted for shark's teeth. And they had their own little bucket, and everything that they would find, they would just toss it in their bucket. And so when they went home after the birthday party, they didn't leave with candy and stickers and erasers and pencils. They left with a bucket full of shark's teeth.
That's cool, actually. That's kind of like here kids go panning. You take them out and pan for gold.
Yes.
So back there, you were
basically the same thing, and it got rid of a lot of my scrap stuff, but it made their days because storage for these things are not easy.
That's why I said if you're getting too many of them big teeth you got, I can display it up on my wall here someplace.
Okay, I'll see what I can find for you.
Okay, all right. I know you're later on that back there on the East Coast, and you got a family.
I gotta work
we're gonna let you go. But before so people that want to follow you, how can they follow you on YouTube or whatever?
So I have YouTube and Instagram are the same thing. It's selfies and shark's teeth, all one word. And I'm on TikTok, and Facebook is just Brittany Self. So I think that's it. YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Yep.
Well, you can post any videos on our on the Gold Fever page there on Facebook.
Yeah, the one you just added me to recently.
On Gold Fever.
Yeah, is it the Facebook page?
Probably. It's the only one I could have added you to, right?
Yeah, I'll be sure to do that.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
So give us a piece of advice here before we let you go. Anybody that kind of maybe say, you know what, I want to get into this hobby. I want to go collect some shark's teeth. What's probably the best piece of advice you'd give anyone?
I always say do your research. It doesn't matter if you're metal detecting, fossil hunting, bottle hunting, do your research and a lot of it. And don't expect to just go out your first time and find a 6-inch megalodon tooth, because it's not going to happen. I promise. I promise. There's been times where we'll go hunting and come home with literally nothing. Absolutely nothing, because we've tried a new spot or whatever. And it can be very frustrating. But then that day that you're just not expecting it, you hit the mother lode and you come home with all kinds of fossils. So be patient and do your research.
I bet you that is when you're digging down and it's hard. You're digging all that feet down, and all of a sudden you see that big tooth. That's just got to be the wow of the day. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't posted on YouTube recently, but I think the last video that I posted was of us finding this one. And I mean, there was like 6 people with us and everyone was just freaking out. But the day that this one was found, it's clips from finding all kinds of other ones too. I mean, like really good teeth. So that one's a good one to watch if you want to go on YouTube and check it out. It's on there.
Cool.
So.
Yeah, you don't have to be you don't have to outswim the shark. You just have to outswim your buddy. Yeah, that's okay.
Sacrifice.
That's the same way if you're out in bear country. You don't have to outrun the bear. You just have to outrun your buddy.
You know, I want to go swim with the sharks. I've had snakes as pets. Like, I do look for them out in the wild, but you know, big spiders, crickets, whatever. Like, I get in rivers that potentially have crocodiles in them. Doesn't bother me. If that's how I'm supposed to go out, that's how I'm going to go out. My number one fear, you want to take a wild guess at what it is?
To be eaten by a bear.
You got it. Bears are my number one fear.
That was always my fear when I'd go hunting a lot. You know, I was so afraid of bears that I never wanted, because somebody would say, anyways, I never wanted bear shit. You know, I never wanted to be eaten by a bear.
Yeah, and I grew up hunting with my dad's, deer hunting. We always just did deer hunting, but I mean, we'd be deep in the woods in Western North Carolina, and like we would see like a fresh pile or a fresh track, and I'm like, I'm out, I'm going home.
Yeah.
Going home.
Anyways, all right there, Brittany, we'll let you go.
All right.
We appreciate you coming on and hanging with us. Best of luck to you in your future. Hope your holidays and all that was great. Get out, find some more tooth, and until our paths cross again, hey, thank you for coming out and hanging with us.
Perfect. Thank you for having me. See y'all later.
Okay, good night. All right, anyway, so we'll go ahead and wrap things up. Remember, the wheel is started, so you guys want to get in on that wheel. 50 spots or $33 a spot. They're all pay dirt bags. I got some gold that I put in the bag, so 928-851-7167 or PayPal at goldfeverradio@yahoo.com if you're PayPal. Anyways, all right, guys, we appreciate all you guys coming in, hanging with us for another Wednesday. Stay posted. If you're not one of the subscribers on YouTube, subscribe to YouTube and like, share, subscribe, all that great stuff. Follow us on Facebook for anything that's happening. And until our paths cross again, you guys all take care. Thanks for watching. You guys all be safe. Till next week. See you. Bye.